Hello and welcome to my channel all about decoupage. Hi, I am Veronica and in today's video I'm gonna show you how I made a 3D bee inspired ornament. If you have any questions after watching this video, just let me know in the comment section below and I will be more than happy answer any questions you might have. So for this project I chose a plastic medallion, and firstly I sand off any imperfection of the medallion there might be. Then I wiped it off with alcohol so there will be no grease on the ornament, and then I went ahead and look for the middle of the ornament or the center of the ornament. I drew a circle around the ornament and I did play around it to see what kind of hole I wanna make, if it's gonna be big or small. And after I decided which hole I wanna make, I am using my plastic electric knife and I am cutting into the ornament to make the hole visible, I would say. This part you can do with X-Acto knife as well. I am taking out the cut pieces and throwing it away, of course. And after I throw out the piece, I am using my X-Acto knife to get rid of any imperfection on my ornament. Then it was time to paint my ornament, so I am using, of course, white paint. I painted the inside as well as the outside of the ornament. I painted it twice and let it dry between each layer. I have this custom rice paper printed. So I am taking out one of the design from rice paper with my watering pen. If you don't have watering pen, just use small amount of water and small brush. For this, I never do cut up my design because I don't like the way it looks after. Then I have applied little bit of decoupage glue onto the ornament inside itself. Then I am placing my rice paper inside the ornament, making sure it goes the right way, and then I am sealing it with more decoupage glue. If you don't have decoupage glue, of course you can use Mod Podge as well. Just make sure there is no excess because that will dry out white, not clear. On the other side of the ornament, I am using custom rice paper and I am drawing a circle and I am cutting up the circle with watering pen. Of course, here you can use scissors as well, but I thought it would be quicker if I use my watering pen for this. Then I am checking on my ornament if I measured the right size of my rice paper. Then I am tearing it up in few places for better placement. Then I am applying decoupage glue onto the ornament itself. I didn't speed up this process because I wanted you to see how I am applying the rice paper onto the ornament, because with bigger size of rice paper it can get a little bit tricky to apply without causing many wrinkles in the process. So as you guys can see, I am even using my hand to smooth up a little bit. Then I am applying decoupage glue onto the rice paper and I am going from middle to outside with good amount of glue, making sure no wrinkles are forming. And if I see a wrinkle is somehow forming, I am lifting up the rice paper again, making sure it will lie the right way for me. And if there is really a wrinkle forming, I am cutting down the rice paper with scissors to making sure the wrinkle is gone, and also then I am applying more glue and gluing the whole rice paper onto the ornament. After it is glued, I let the whole ornament dry. After it was dry, it is time to paint the inside of my ornament. I use acrylic paints for this, and as you can see, I even go inside the rice paper itself for better blending, and I am even going on the other side of the ornaments, which cannot be seen, but I am peculiar this way and I don't like unfinished stuff. All materials I use will be in description box below. Please note I am in Slovakia, Europe, so most of my links will be European based, of course. If I cannot find the same exact mold or stamp I use, I will try to put something similar to it. After my paints were dry, it was time to use my glitter decoupage glue. Of course, this step is fully optional and you don't have to do it if you don't have glitter decoupage glue. If you do, just make sure again there is no excess, because that will dry out white, not clear. Then I let the whole thing dry. After it is dry, it was time to seal my ornament. So I am using pouring glaze for this. Of course, you can use glossy varnish as well. I applied 4 to 5 layers of the glaze, let it dry between each layer, and after it was dry, it was time to decorate my ornament. So firstly, I am rolling out a little bit of air drying clay onto my mold, which will then go around my ornament. It doesn't have to be perfect or the same on both sides. It just have to fit my ornaments around. I am gluing the clay design with express glue from Pentard, and I am gluing the design the same way inside like on the outside as well. And any excess of it I'm just cutting up because I want the other side of my ornament to be shown. Make sure your clay is glued properly and there are no air bubbles inside of the clay, because after it is dry it will crack on you and it will break. On the other side of the ornament, to make a better finish, I am using a nice border for this, a clay border, and again I am gluing it with express glue from Pentard as well, just making sure I am not destroying the border design. And as you can see, I am using gloves because it will get messy. I am also wiping off any excess of the glue there might be. After everything is glued, I am rolling out a little bit of clay. I am pressing stamp saying into the clay, making sure the saying is pretty and visible. and then I am cutting the sides up so it will become a cute little tag. Then I am gluing my saying onto the ornament itself, and of course after seeing this I thought, well, it's a bee ornament, so of course it needs bees as well. So I have this cute little bee mold for it, and I am gluing bees here and there onto my ornament. I decided also to glue a little flower on the top of my ornament, so I am gluing one flower from one side of the ornament and one flower on the other side of the ornament, and on the sides of the ornament I will be gluing some bees as well. I also made some clay beads which I then put aside to dry because I wanted to put some beads inside the ornament as well. After my clay was dry, it was time to paint it. So firstly, I painted the whole clay part with brown paint, and I wiped off any excess of the paint for a shabby rustic look. Then with cut up kitchen sponge I am applying different paints, acrylic paints onto the clay part. Of course you can just paint your clay part with classic paint technique, but I thought this way it will look more rustic, and I was going for the rustic look on this ornament. After applying the paints, I let them dry. After they are dry, I am sealing the clay part. I am using matte varnish. Of course, you can use glossy one as well. After the varnish was dry, I decided to apply a little bit of my wax paste onto it as well. Of course, this step is fully optional and you don't have to do it. Then it was time to paint the decorations which will go inside my ornaments for the 3D look. So I have painted my bees for this, and making sure when you do this that you don't break them because they are kind of fragile. And the steps are the same as they were on the ornament itself. I am just applying paint on cut up kitchen sponge onto my bees, and then I am, after my bees are dry, I am applying varnish onto them as well for sealing my paint. And then I am even applying a little bit of the wax paste on the bees as well for a little bit of shimmer and matchy to my ornament. I got this cookie beehive, and of course, since I am not a baker, I am a crafter, I am using it to making my beehives for my ornaments. So I am applying clay inside the beehive and taking it out and let it dry before I am gonna paint it the same way I am painting the other stuff, like I have painted the ornament and the bees. And as you can see, I am here painting some hearts and the beehives I have made for my bee decoration set, and I will be showing you guys where I use the hearts as well. Then it was time to glue my decorations inside my ornament. I am using heavy body gel for this and some styrofoam pieces as well. I am telling you, it was kind of hard to be gluing the beehives onto the ornament itself. So firstly, I just glued the beehives, and after that they were dry, I just glued the bees around them. And here it is all finished, my 3D bee inspired ornament. I hope you guys liked this video, and let me know in the comments what kind of 3D ornament you would do for your home decor. If you enjoy this video, please do subscribe to my channel. If you haven't already, please do give me a thumbs up or a nice comment. Thank you so much for watching this video. More of my bee decorations will be coming soon, so stay tuned for them. Until next time, bye.